Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. It is late at night. I thought I was done for today. Yeah, then Warner Brothers decided, no. We're gonna drop Wonder Woman. So, yeah. Wonder Woman 1984 has its first trailer dropping today. Not the trailer I had been looking forward to drop this weekend, because tomorrow we're gonna get the first trailer for the Ghostbusters film that is being, well, has been made. But it's going to be the one that brings back the old cast, so we're going to get to see what that might possibly look like. So, this weekend and the last week, to be honest, has been kind of crazy in terms of trailers. Way more interesting films have actually kind of made themselves known and dropped. Just yesterday we got a really interesting looking film from Ryan Reynolds, where he is essentially an NPC in a video game, gaining sentience and deciding that he doesn't want to just follow the routine of his NPC life, which, if any of you watch Epic NPC Man over at Viva La Dirt League, then you've kind of already gotten used to this idea, but they're going all out with it in a Hollywood film. That's going to be interesting to see. But as far as this film is concerned, I don't actually know anything about it other than it stars Wonder Woman. It is a sequel to the first Wonder Woman, which is a film I enjoyed very, very much. Apart from the bit at the end where it all went a bit CGI-y, but I actually really liked the storyline. I liked her, and I absolutely loved the relationships between all the different characters. And the only thing I know about the sequel is that it's set in the 80s. I'm guessing 1984. Now, I've heard a lot of rumors about who's going to be in this film, what this film is going to be about, but I've heard nothing concrete. The only thing that I believe is confirmed is who the villain is, or who one of them are. I don't know if there's more than one, but if it's who the rumors say it is, and I'm only being vague because I don't want to confirm something and then people be like, oh, I didn't know that. So yeah, I'm deliberately not going to say it, but then I'm very excited, and I'm hoping that they're going to show up in the trailer. And there is also rumored that somebody from the first Wonder Woman is in this, but given that the first Wonder Woman was, World War I, and this film is in the 80s, it would probably not, unless it's going to have some really wild storyline. Yeah, let's just watch the trailer and find out, because I'm really excited for this one. Like I said, I loved the first Wonder Woman. I think most people did, and I really wanted the second Wonder Woman to come out a lot faster than this. So now that we're finally getting there, please be good. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, well, there she is.
What you probably think it has. We all have our struggles.
Have you ever been in love?
A long, long time ago.
Oh, there he is.
You?
So many times. Yeah, all the time.
Okay. 1984. Yep, it was a good guess that that's when this was set. I know that voice.
Why shouldn't it be?
Ah!
Oh!
Okay, so she's... Oh! She used it like a... Oh, my brain is failing me. Sorry, it's really late at night. But she did the thing!
You can save the world.
Oh! It's Trevor's voice. What? Okay.
No. I take what I want in return.
Okay, see, I'd heard that, but I just assumed that that was crazy. How is he there? Is she gonna bash it off or like fire it like a bullet? Right, okay, so his death is meaningless in the first film.
Needs you.
How? But... What?
You know what you need to do.
Oh, okay, so we're getting some Themyscira flashbacks. Or maybe they're not flashbacks. That would be interesting, going back.
Born from lies. And greatness is not what you think.
Damn. Bring the lightning. Wait, was she swinging between... Why do you look like Hulk Girl?
It's all art.
That's a trash bin.
It's just a trash can.
Mm. I have so many questions. Okay. Okay, so first things first, didn't know that Steve Trevor was back properly to the point that he's in the trailers. I had heard that he was potentially going to be in the film, but I didn't realize that he was literally in the film as another main character, or at least he better be, because if that is supposed to be a mystery throughout the film, I'm going to rage in the cinema, because I detest it when trailers do that, where they literally reveal the twist, and it's like, it's not like it's a little twist that is dismissed at the very beginning. It's like my pet peeve will always be Blade Runner 2049. The very first trailer is Harrison Ford and Ryan Gosling meeting each other, and that's a cool moment. Great trailer. I was hyped for the film, and I was really excited to see these two actors be, you know, together and do things together. Only when you see the film, they're really not, because the film expects you to believe that Harrison Ford ain't there. And, you know, for like an hour. Or an hour and a half. Or however long it is. And it's like, but I know he's there because when I walked in, the massive, great big A3 poster that's outside has him plastered right next to Gosling. And he's in every trailer, he's in every single piece of promotion that this film has, and he's on top billing. So the entire film trying to make me believe that this character isn't in it isn't really working for you. Perhaps you should have thought of that when writing the story, that everyone going into this is gonna know that it's not true. And I swear to God, if Wonder Woman is gonna make that mistake as well, I'ma scream, because quite a lot of films do it, where they write a film that has a story that they want to tell, and there's a big twist, or there's a surprise, and then the first trailer shows the twist or the reveal because they want people to do exactly what I just did, which is go, wait, what? And, you know, it'll stick in their minds and they'll remember it, which is great, unless of course the film actually requires you to not know that going in order for that to actually have some payoff when you're watching the film. And that drives me absolutely ballistic. There's a difference between a trailer spoiling something and a trailer ruining something. And now that I think about it, I've actually just realized how worried I should be about that, because obviously Wonder Woman herself was in fact a spoiler that a trailer ruined the reveal of, because she was obviously in Batman v Superman. Now, regardless of what you may think of that film, that is her introduction. And her, shall we say, part in that film was not supposed to be something that we were supposed to know going in. But I think everybody who saw the I mean, actually, no, you know what? To hell with it. The entire trailers ruined that film, even though the film wasn't that great in the first place. But at least, had you gone in not knowing that Doomsday and Wonder Woman were going to be in it, and, you know, that they were clearly going to be where the entire story was heading, it might have actually been a bit better to watch cold, because you wouldn't have known. And, yeah, considering that that's the same studio, I'm kind of worried now. Now, with that said, DC have actually been hitting it out of the park. I know, for some reason, there seems to be a lot of people that don't like Aquaman, even though Aquaman made a lot of money. Now, I'm actually one of the people that really, really liked Aquaman. I thought Jason Momoa played him a lot better in his solo film than he did in the Justice League, and I actually liked him in the Justice League. But the less said about that film, the better. And I really like Shazam, but everybody seems to like Shazam, so yeah. But Wonder Woman was the was the first real DC film after Man of Steel that I think people genuinely liked. And I know that Man of Steel itself gets a lot of hate these days, but I seem to recall Man of Steel being pretty popular when it came out the first time. Yeah, Wonder Woman didn't seem to suffer from any of the weird hatred slash vastly different opinions that every other DC film that they've made seems to suffer from, especially the divide that kept happening between critics and audiences. Now, a lot of people do criticize the first Wonder Woman's film last third act, i.e. the bit where it all turns a bit into a CGI googity-gook mess and they introduce a big, bad, powerful villain for no real reason than you need one, because it's a superhero film, right? And I actually don't have a problem with Ares being there, and I don't even have a problem with them having a fight, because it's pretty normal for Wonder Woman to do. But I actually think the story that they crafted in that there was no big bad guy, we are unfortunately our own worst enemies, and we're not fighting because some big evil deity is making us fight. We are that stupid and fighting over land on a map. At least in that particular war. Obviously later on everything gets a bit more complicated, but in that particular war, looking at it from Diana's point of view, just seeing the damage, the destruction, the repercussions of everything that people could not have predicted when the fighting started, and how devastating modern weaponry would prove to be compared to what had come before that war. I think that was actually a really good story and could have stood it on its own without the need for a CGI monster. This film seems to be going in a different direction entirely. There seemed to be a lot more humor, and they seem to be going for a lot more upbeat tone. And I'm really sorry if my words are not enunciating very well. I've got a mouth also that's making it really difficult. So I just thought I'd say that before I get 1,000 comments telling me I keep saying words wrong. But yeah, I went into this trailer not sure what this film was about, and I'll come out of this trailer not sure what this film is about. I now know who's in it. Diana is clearly in it, and Steve Trevor's back in it, but I'm not really sure how he's back in it or how he looks the same age for the most part. I think I saw a little bit of grey on his side of his head, but then I don't know. If he's been alive all this time, shouldn't he be older than just a guy who's suddenly starting to go grey? Or because it was not like he was a young guy in the first film. To me, it looks like he's basically the same age. Maybe he's aged a little bit. I mean, obviously the actor's aged a little bit, so I don't know. I mean, there's plenty of explanations as to how he might not have aged. Hell, the device that it was in, I think, oh god, I'm really trying to rack my memory here. He blew up in the plane, but the plane was filled with other stuff, right? It wasn't just like standard explosives. There was like weird sci-fi stuff in it. And I seem to recall thinking, or that at the time, I don't remember if this is because I'd seen it or read it, or if I just thought it, but I'm sure I came out of that film thinking that that explosion might not have actually been an explosion, and that it actually opened a hole in time and space and sent him careening off somewhere else, only to reappear years later and still be relatively the same age, and able to just, you know, basically meet up with Diana and carry on like no time had passed, because I'm pretty confident that that is a version of how they was able to keep his character but not have to explain how he's still alive given how much time had passed. Other than that, I'm a bit lost if I'm honest. Clearly there's a big tech mogul guy, the huge guy who runs a corporation who's a bad guy, but he seems to me to give the impression that I should know who he is. I mean, it better not be Vandal Savage is all I'm gonna say, because for some reason that's where my brain is going, and I really hope that's not Vandal Savage. That shot of him staring at the crystal, a voice in my head is telling me I know what that is, but I can't place it. So if someone does know what that is and can put me out of my misery, feel free to let me know, but as it stands right now, I'm just drawing a blank on that one. I don't... There's so much about this trailer that just leaves me full of questions. A, why is she fighting what looks like to be security officers, police, which makes me think that it's Trevor that they're after, but then why are they after Trevor? There are plenty of shots that are clearly in different countries, so they're obviously going around the world, which it makes sense. Wonder Woman is not bound by any borders, but there's a shot of her swinging between lightning bolts like Spider-Man swings between buildings in New York City. And I don't really understand why, because Wonder Woman can fly. But I am just trying to do a mental check. Does she actually fly in these films? Is that an established power yet? Because I don't remember her doing that in the first Wonder Woman, but I'm 99% confident she could do that in Batman v Superman. And I honestly don't remember Justice League well enough to tell you if she could fly in that or not. But she should be able to fly. There's no reason that she needs to be able to swing between lightning bolts. And then, to compound that confusion, we then immediately see her wearing a wingsuit. Now that in and of itself is weird. What's weirder is that the wingsuit looks like Hulk Girl. And when I say looks like Hulk Girl, I mean it is literally Hulk Girl's armor, but just done up to a, you know, times 10, because Hulk Girl isn't usually decked out in that much gold armor, but that's definitely Hulk Girl's wings, and that's Hulk Girl's helmet. All she was missing was the mace. Now, that also made me think that I'm sure I remember somebody saying that there was supposed to be some sort of appearance by Hulk Girl, and I'm now wondering if that blonde woman in the trailer is supposed to be Hulk Girl. And then I wondered if that guy with the tech company is something to do with Hawkman, maybe, because depending on what version of Hawkman and Hulk Girl they go with, they have a lot of room to play with in terms of what they want them to do storyline-wise. Because Hawkman and Hulk Girl are either going to be reincarnated Egyptian gods, which is the version that we saw in the Arrowverse, and it is the version that a couple of different animated series, I believe, have gone with. However, the version that I'm more familiar with, and I imagine the version that the majority of people that grew up with Justice League, the animated series, and Justice League Unlimited, is the version where they are a completely separate race, and they come from the planet Themyscira, and they are essentially, well, she, Hulk Girl, is an intergalactic space cop. Or at least that's what we get told. I'm not entirely sure, to be entirely honest with you, what the actual truth is of what they actually are in reality, because they're definitely more of a military force, and that what Wonder Woman was wearing I could actually see being the military version of her armor in a film, and that's making me wonder if a certain storyline and how Themyscira doesn't exactly, shall we say, appreciate people that get in their way who aren't going to be part of their war. Yeah. I can see where the film might be going, but at the same time I might be then sending myself down a rabbit hole just because I've seen one piece of armor, so I'm not going to let myself do that. I am, however, very confused as to why she's wearing that if there is no Hulk Girl or Hulk Man in this, but again, this is just the first trailer. The second trailer might give me an answer. Maybe there's information out there I could go and look up that would answer that question. All I know is that I didn't see the villain that I thought was in this film. Oh. Oh, wait, did I? Oh. The blonde woman isn't Hulk Girl. The blonde woman is the villain that I thought was in this film, but she hasn't become her yet, I think. So if you don't want to know, skip forward ahead, or if you're not fussed, the villain I'm thinking of is Lady Cheetah, and she is one of Wonder Woman's like actual proper adversaries. Those two are rivals. They're just as good as each other when it comes to combat, speed, power, agility, strength, and experience, and she is a cat lady, so I'm sure she'll be immensely popular, you know, especially since cats will be out by then, so we'll want a good CGI looking cat to compare it to. I was under the impression that she was the villain of this film, but it just made me suddenly think, I wonder if she's the blonde woman, because I'm fairly confident that Cheetah and Wonder Woman knew each other before she was Lady Cheetah, and they were not friends, but they weren't exactly enemies, so the film could be taking any direction it wants to go in, and I know that every comic book character has many, many different versions of how they came to be. Maybe they're friends now in another version of the story first, I don't know. Either way though, I do think it looks good, even if it's left me more confused than excited, but I am excited for it. Like I said, I really, really like the first Wonder Woman. Gal Gadot is perfect for me as Wonder Woman. I'm sure there are people out there that don't like her for Wonder Woman, but I personally have always loved that casting since I first heard her name mentioned. And, you know, the actress doesn't go around complaining that everybody else is moaning at her and that she does her own stunts, and then footage of her comes out where she can't even do a simple rope swing. But I'm not naming names, obviously. But anyway... Oh, and Elizabeth Banks, I bet you any money that this film won't have any issues bringing in box office bank, and this is also another female-led superhero film, so... Get back to me! Anyway, with that said, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. If you enjoyed it, give it a like. If you're new here, subscribe. Let me know if you're excited for the new Wonder Woman. But that is going to be it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Psycho Gold, and I will see you in my next video. Psycho Gold, out!